Want to connect with.
Are you an entrepreneur or intrapreneur looking to build your following?
Welcome to our show.
Follow Me Friday with Joan
and Priya.
Tune in every Friday at noon Eastern
on talkradio.nyc.
We're your digital connectors. Woo woo!
Talking Alternative Radio, 24 hours a day.
Chipotle?
Did I mispronounce that?
Chicote from Star Trek.
Chipotle?
It's Chipotle. You eat the
You know
food
I don't
every
speak
week.
Spanish.
Ah, yes. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
ate a
sorry.
whole wheel of cheese
That was-
and you pooped in the fridge?
That was too diverse, right? That was
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. We do this every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, talkradio.nyc. We talk comics, movies, TV, pop culture. We just spoke about the Captain Marvel trailer, Truth or Trash. We gave it truth for the most part, but mainly because it's just
I didn't give it
Marvel.
anything. You didn't ask me whether it was truth or trash. You just
I
assumed.
asked you repeatedly, actually.
No, you didn't.
You weren't even tuning into our own show. I said
Well, I'm not
repeatedly.
here. I mean, this is not. This is not where I choose to be. You know.
Funny part about that, though,
Here out of indentured
is that,
service.
obviously I put together the show outline for the week. If you go to patreon.com/secrets of
Yeah,
the
you
Sire,
waste too
you
much
can
time
check
on
all
that
that stuff out. And,
And I get
I'm
bugged
like,
about it all week. All week long, I get bugged about
well,
it. You
it's
think we
like,
should
all
talk
right,
about
what's
it?
the topic this week? We're going to do fall preview. We're going to do fall
And he never
preview.
listened to me.
I
I'll
put together
I'll suggest a
such-
couple of things, and he'll be like, yeah, but I thought we talked about this. And I'll be like, well, why'd you even ask me?
Because I need the counter opinion. So anyway, we put together this awesome idea for this,
what
and
a
we were
jerk.
going to lead with this. But instead, the Captain Marvel trailer came out, so we had to devote a
But
segment to
that
that.
just means we're whores, though. That just means we're internet whores.
Yeah?
We should have stuck with our guns.
Huh?
No, stick with your gun.
No.
Stick with your gun.
I am able to change when I need to change.
You weren't able to change.
All right.
I
It's
fear change.
Fall TV preview. We want to do the most powerful
Oh, boy.
hero in the CW DC universe. Okay? And I thought this was really awesome because the CW is basically DCU Central.
on television.
On television. You got Supergirl.
That's about to be undermined by the cinematic universe.
Yeah. You've got Arrow, you've got Flash, you've got Supergirl, Black Lightning, and then there's Legends of Tomorrow, and there's a bunch of stuff. So I thought it would be really cool to pit them against each other in a series of categories. But there was just one problem. We don't really watch those shows very much. Like, I've seen
Oh,
a
you
few episodes of
speak
Black
for
Lightning.
yourself.
They're very good. You've watched, which ones out of those do you watch?
And Black Lightning.
Okay.
Supergirl, Flash.
Okay, so 3 out of 4, but not Arrow. And
I
not
never,
Legends of
I
Tomorrow.
never got into Arrow.
Right, I'm just saying we don't.
And,
we're not.
And I have negative feelings about Heroes of Tomorrow.
So there you go. So I'm gonna sit there and say we're not necessarily we're good, but we're not as expert on it as we should be. So instead, I recruited one of my peeps, he's actually the logo designer of the Sire, which is great. Not Secrets of the Sire, because that was actually we did a little spin-off from that. But he did the original Sire logo. He did the Descendant logo. So we got Mr. Andrew. He's on the line, right? All right, we got Mr. Andrew Lavulo coming on. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Very good. So you're going to be our expert in this. You're going to be our third vote. And we are going to be pitting
Third
Arrow.
vote. That
I know.
ruins everything. Everything has got to be binary, man. It's the internet. We can't have a third option.
Here's our categories, okay? So we're going to pit everyone against each other. Again, you picked the Legends of Tomorrow character, which is Firestorm, correct?
Correct.
All right, so awesome. So that is going to be our quintessential. What do you call that? We select. That's our Legends of Tomorrow representative. We're gonna use these categories, right? We're gonna judge them on their look. Okay, that's a key element first of all because.
Well, what does look entail now?
Like, is the costume cheesy? Is the costume effective?
They're all pretty cheesy.
Well, no, but they could look like super bad, like not, and that's not. I don't mean that in a good way. I mean like they could look really poor. or
Okay.
they can come off as like believable in like
Okay.
in real life. Abilities, personality, and then we're gonna get into two other things which I think is pretty good, which is storyline and their weaknesses. And the weaknesses, we could throw that up. That could be open to interpretation. I'm curious what you think I mean by weaknesses. So let's start with Arrow versus Flash versus Black Lightning versus Supergirl versus Firestorm. Who's got the best costume out of all these? Who looks the most believable?
Well, when you say believable,
I mean,
do
are we talking about comic book accurate or believable in a real world comic book adaptation?
I'm going to leave it up to you. You tell me, you justify who you think is the best costume and why you think it's the best costume. So, Andrew, you go first. What do you think?
Go ahead.
I would say Arrow, right? Like right off the bat? Like I think Arrow is the most that deviates.
Arrow's the least comic book accurate.
It's the least comic book accurate, but it's the most like I feel like that could be I could picture Arrow in the real world dressed like that and not
So you mean real world accurate?
I'm saying what I mean by it. Oh, see how I did that? Yeah, I know. It's pretty good. Andrew, what do you think? Did we lose you? Are you still there?
No, I'm still here. I was going to actually say Arrow myself. I mean, the Flash, the costume's decent for what it is. It's questionable as far as like the tech that they use and the style versus like the '90s TV show version and the movie version. But I would have to go with the Arrow for being badass and a nice real world adaptation of what the character would be in the real world.
Hassan, what do you think?
I guess Arrow, or well, comic book accurate. I would have to go with Supergirl.
Okay. Yeah, she is the most straightforward out of everything.
Yeah.
So we're going to assign values to them. So depending on what we come up with.
Comic book accurate Supergirl, real world accurate, a real world application would be Arrow, I suppose.
Okay. And then runner up to that, I would say Supergirl second, right? Like if we had to, we're going to rank these in order so we can give them a numerical value.
Well, what do you mean? Like
Arrow gets 5 points for this because he's number 1. Supergirl gets 4 points because she's number 2.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Well, and then we'll go down the list.
But okay, keep going. If you have to explain it to me, it'll slow the whole segment down. So keep going.
Well, this is experimental. We're breaking new bounds.
Keep going
In pop culture radio.
Just brazen through it, man.
Andrew,
brazen through it.
Put the rest in order. If you got Arrow as your top, who's the rest in order?
Going down the different shows, I would say the Flash is up there. I mean, the helmet's a little bit weird looking, but it is it is what it is. I mean, it's a helmet on a guy's head, big head. And
Can we all agree Black Lightning has the worst costume?
I mean, Black Lightning is cool. It's a little bit bulky, but it's definitely cool. It's got the light up features, and
accurate.
Yeah.
the guy can get around with it, work with the effects and everything.
And Firestorm, where does Firestorm rank in this?
He's the least.
I guess I would still put him probably below Black Lightning, just because it's not as cool as the drawing, the artwork of the original character. But I think again for a live action thing, they made it as cool as they possibly could.
So if we had to put in order based on everything we just talked about, we go Arrow first, Supergirl or Flash,
Supergirl,
then Flash, then Black Lightning, then Firestorm. All right, so we're gonna tally that up. I'm gonna keep track of this. It's very exciting, and I'm gonna mark that down right now. All right, so next in line, if we had to determine abilities, the powers, like the superpowers or abilities, because Arrow doesn't have, superpowers necessarily, but maybe he's cool like Batman, maybe he's not. Who's got the best superpowers out of all of these characters right now?
I mean, I was thinking about this earlier, and it's like, how can you not say that the Kryptonian doesn't have the best power?
Oh, you're getting nods from Hassan right now, so that's a good
they're
thing.
gods. Superman, Supergirl, they're all going to be gods. That's a fixed category.
I mean, flight, heat vision, invulnerability.
Yeah.
They can
that,
fly.
right?
Cold breath.
Could she beat Flash in a race?
That's the age-old,
Well, I think we need to keep him the fastest man alive. Isn't that the tagline we have to maintain?
Yeah, but
No, but
Superman
she's a girl.
and Supergirl is not
She's a
a
girl.
man.
She's a girl.
Well, Okay, well, based on that, and since you guys don't watch the shows, Supergirl did beat Superman in a fight. So the technical point that they gave her was that
In the
she's more
show.
powerful than he is.
I do watch the show. And
No,
yeah,
Hassan does. I'm
you do? Okay,
I'm
okay.
ill-equipped for this. I'm a Marvel guy, like through
I
and
will.
through.
I will honestly say one of the best things, or the only really good thing about Justice League, just to get off on a slight tangent, is the scene where Flash tried to sneak up on Superman, and Superman just saw him coming in the corner of his eye. You know, so Superman
awesome.
and Flash are kind of even keel.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, that's the age-old comic book, lore of which one of them is faster. It's like one of those questions they're never going to answer directly, of which one is
Right.
actually faster. So, I would say Flash is faster than if we're only leaving Supergirl in this category. Flash is probably faster than Supergirl, ultimately.
Right.
But Supergirl's powers far outweigh the Flash in ability.
Yeah.
And so they do also to Black Lightning and Firestorm.
I think Black Lightning's a little underrated though, because he's
underrated, but he's not a
done some-
Kryptonian. He's not
done
up
some
to
pretty-
he's not up to Kryptonian. I mean, the Kryptonian is honestly a wealth of powers. It's
Right.
not just one ability. So
Right.
you know, the Kryptonian is always going to beat everybody because the Kryptonian could pretty much match everyone, or at least keep up with everyone.
So
in some way.
using that logic, from what I'm hearing, we got Supergirl number 1, correct?
Yes,
Yep.
for strength, for power.
The worst one's got to be Arrow, right?
Unfortunately,
Just
I
because.
wouldn't say worse, but I would say on the power scale, probably
Yeah.
the weakest.
On the
He's
power,
the
right,
lowest.
we're
He's the
grading by
lowest power-wise.
powers right now. Black Lightning,
Right.
Firestorm, and Flash. Who falls next in line?
Well, the Flash, you got to count down. So he's got time travel, which is a biggie.
This is
He's
very
got the
true.
Speed Force for super speed.
This is
he
why we
can
had him on as
vibrate
our
through
expert.
objects. He can run on water, if that counts as an extra power.
I would put
Um,
Flash as second to Supergirl
Okay.
in that category.
Okay.
I agree.
And then are we talking Black
But
Lightning, then
what I was going to say
Firestorm?
is it's tough to say because Firestorm is a nuclear man. I mean, he's got the power of nuclear blast and transmutation.
But everybody gets radiation poisoning when they're around him. So that's a negative. You know, he saves
We don't
people,
talk
but they
about
all end up dying of heart failure about a week later anyway. So, you know, I mean, it's kind of a curse to be saved by him.
All right, I'm going to go with Flash
I was just
over
kidding.
Firestorm, but then we're going to say Firestorm is the next in line.
Okay.
All right,
Is that
yeah,
what we're doing?
Sure.
Is that what we're doing?
Sure.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go. And then so Black Lightning. Well, Black Lightning's been a little less than I thought he would be right now. All right. Next category.
Well, your category is kind of broad. You know.
Personality. Who's got the best personality of these characters? Now, again, we're not talking about the comic book characters. We're talking about the CW universe. Who's got the best personality out of any of these characters right now? Who's the one that you're just drawn to each week?
Black Lightning may win in this one, I think.
I like Barry Allen.
Oh.
I like his personality because he's kind of unassuming. You know, he's a little less brash than. But although no, Black Lightning he's got a strong presence.
Well, see,
I don't know.
Black Lightning is the superhero. He's a dad. He's a principal.
We got.
I'm basing it on those types of traits. But Barry Allen definitely is endearing, and it's my second. Well, it's my top to second show back and forth between that and Black Lightning. But he's kind of vanilla in that way too.
Yeah.
We just had two
Yeah.
people chime in, Craig Caruso and Brian Everham, both going with Flash. That's it. We're gonna tip it to Flash, thanks to our user viewers,
Yeah.
and we'll go Black
I
Lightning second.
I disagree. I actually agree with the Black Lightning thing.
No, now you're
Yeah.
back. What are you doing? I was trying to support you.
Because we were working it out, and you chimed in with this with the call it phone a friend kind of help here, and
See, that's what I got to do though.
well, all right, Barry Allen. I mean, I got no dog in this hunt. With Barry Allen, let's do Barry Allen.
Hey, is this superheroes or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
This is whatever we make it. Basically, we just make this stuff up as it goes along. All right, where does
good.
Supergirl, Arrow, and Firestorm fall in from there. I'm gonna have to say Firestorm's last, right? Am I far?
Why? Arrow's last. Arrow
Arrow's
has
last.
no
No
personality.
personality. Okay.
He's a stiff board.
Badass
He's
costume.
a Batman ripoff.
Makes a lot of money.
The
makes
television
a lot of money
Arrow.
Yeah.
signing
The
autographs.
television Arrow is a Batman ripoff.
Okay.
Kinda.
True.
The Green Arrow
Very
in the
true.
comics is much more, flamboyant and boisterous and stuff. I mean, he looks he ripped Robin Hood off, but I mean, he's much.
He's a lot more Marvel Cinematic Universe fun than he is on the TV show.
Yes, absolutely, totally agree. So I mean, and then I guess I would put Supergirl as third, and so what was it? Barry Allen of Black Lightning, Supergirl, and then Firestorm. Firestorm is fourth.
Yeah.
And then the
Right,
Arrow.
and he's not a bad character. He's just very underdeveloped on the show.
Yeah, and he doesn't. I mean, he just holds his space. He doesn't stand out really. But he had a lot of intrigue when he was sharing his body with the professor guy. But when that storyline kind of came to an end, he kind of
Look
just
at the
took his own
knowledge. Look at
space.
the knowledge you're spouting. I love it.
I'm like,
I love it, Hassan.
How come you don't know about
How
this?
much did you binge today?
How come you don't know about this?
Because I told you, I'd freely admit.
Yeah.
I'm a Marvel guy.
You're not a
All
geek,
right,
though.
Who's got the
You
best
lose your geek
storylines?
cred.
Who's got the best storylines? The most compelling storylines when all is said and done. Which show,
my
makes
God.
you like an arc, something that's going on where you need to keep coming back? Now I know Black Lightning's at a little bit of a disadvantage.
Who do
because,
you think has the best storyline, Michael?
From what
Michael, who has seen none of these shows,
from what I have ascertained
from what you've asked
From the commercials.
Yeah,
through osmosis,
through osmosis.
I
you
am
don't
most
have
pleased
osmosis.
with Flash's storylines, though.
You
actually.
you pick
Because
Flash.
I kind of dig the whole time travel aspect to what is going on in that universe. That being said, I've been told
But you don't know how
numerous
they're
times-
executing it.
I've been told numerous times, though, that Arrow, I need to get into the early seasons of Arrow. Supergirl is kind of like,
Yeah,
meh.
the early seasons of Arrow are pretty good.
I
It
did.
dips down towards the last few seasons, and then it kind of picks up this season at the end.
I did see Black Lightning, and I actually enjoyed Black Lightning storylines a lot, though, as well, too. So if I personally had to rank it, I'd go Flash, then Black Lightning, then Arrow, then Legends of Tomorrow, because it just keeps coming back, that show. There's got to be something good there. And then I would
I never said it was bad.
and
It's
I go
just-
Supergirl last. Is that a fair assessment?
No, that sounds a bit right. I mean, Supergirl, it kills me because Supergirl is the replacement for Superman, which is my favorite comic book character of all time. The movie is what got me into comic books myself. And she's no slouch being the cousin and being a very strong role model. But I just feel that as far as the TV show goes, the plots themselves aren't as good or as solid as the other shows, and also the dialogue pretty much really kills that show a lot.
It got really bad. The first season was really, when it was on CBS, it was an actual genuine television show.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
Right.
that.
And it had strong storylines and strong characters, like secondary characters, like Catco. I mean, what's her name? Cat.
But Cat Grant,
Yeah, Cat Grant. I almost said Cat Williams. Cat Grant.
you just
with
want-
the-
I don't remember that version
He
of the
just
show.
won an
yet.
Emmy. He just won an Emmy. This is good.
No, but I mean, with Ally McBeal. I can't remember her name. Directly.
Callista Flockhart?
Callista Flockhart
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a great addition to the show. They also had oh man, I'm not remembering any names. They had some
You're
really
severely
great.
disappointing me now.
Yeah, whatever. They had some really great enemies. They had some great storylines with a lot of intensity. The special effects were really good because they had a bigger budget.
Yeah.
Because they were. So I mean, it was that first season is this really good superhero television show material, and then once they moved to WB, it kind of went to cookie cutter WB
Yeah.
territory.
All right, this is the
And
last one
it
because
got really schlock.
we're bumping up against the clock here.
I'm sorry.
And Andrew, I definitely want you to plug whatever you got going on as well too when we get done with this. But overall, originally I said weaknesses would be a category, but let's not even do that. Let's just do overall. What are you? Which show is a must? Like if you had all 5 of them on your DVR and you had to pick one, and then go down in order, which one are you clicking on first?
I'm probably going to stick with the Flash. I mean, I think overall it's got the the best run as a storyline. For season, I think it's been pretty engaging. The overall cast, the fact that you can rewrite, start a new season with a fresh concept by the time travel aspect or multi-dimensional aspect as well. So I would say pretty much like the last, Flash, Black Lightning in the short time it's been on air would come in second, then Arrow in its strongest season third, Legends maybe fourth, and then Supergirl at the end.
Wow. All right. So Supergirl gets the short. And what do you think, Hassan?
Almost the same. I would swap Legends and Supergirl. I would say Legends is last.
Okay.
But I don't know. I would put Arrow first, and then Flash, and I would say then Black Lightning, and then Supergirl, and then Legends of Tomorrow.
Interesting.
We have a winner then of the best DC show, which I will tell you as soon as Andrew tells us about his comic book, The Rift. And what else you got going on, my man?
Well, I don't have anything personally going on at the moment. I'm still working on Rift number 6, taking a long time due to life, day jobs, and freelance. But I am working on a lot of logos for comic book companies. My former partner, Dion Floyd, his Immortal Kiss book, I did some stuff for him recently. He's got a new title coming out pretty soon called Starfall, which I did the logo for that, as well as I'm actually designing some covers and interior covers for him.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much all that's going on right now.
Where can people find you online?
gistudios.com.
Very, very cool. Andrew, thank you for joining us. When we come back, we announce the winner of this little competition, and Christy Romano.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
Are you into comics, movies, and pop culture at large? What about music and TV? Then you're in for a treat. This is Michael Dolce, your host on TalkingAlternative.com. I've been professionally writing comic books, screenplays, and music articles for almost 15 years. Catch my show, Secrets of the Sire, at its new primetime slot, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and get the inside scoop on the pop culture universe you love to talk about. For more info, go to secretsofthesire.com.
Are you feeling unhappy with your body, shape, or size? Ever feel out of control with food? I'm Elizabeth Tripp, your host of Nourish the Soul. Join me to uncover the root to these imbalances and discover a permanent solution to living a healthy life. Join us every Wednesday at my new time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on talkradio.nyc.
Talking Alternative Radio, 24 hours a day.
Do you know how long it's been since I've been wanting to just sacrifice all your
myself?
beliefs just for the
to
show?
give up all my beliefs? Well, I actually don't really have any beliefs, which is why it's been so hard for you to find out what my beliefs are to get me to betray them. I'm kind of a nihilist. I don't really believe in anything, except for sandwiches.
Secrets of the Sire.
This is Michael Dolce from Secrets of the Sire here at Wizard World Chicago with the lovely and talented Christy Carlson Romano of Kim Possible fame. Christy, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are ya?
Very, very good. So my first question is always, I'm fascinated when there's child stars that are able to, grow up, be normal, and have this working life. How did you deal as a teenager with all these responsibilities? You were on 2 different shows, Even Stevens, and then Kim Possible as well too. I mean, how did you deal with all that?
It's interesting. I'm not sure that I would say that I am that normal, or that I've completely come out of it unscathed. I've definitely had some growth. I think I was lucky because I didn't have the social media when I was, at the height of my childhood fame, and I was able to kind of be, I went to college. I had normal college experiences. I've had lots of different relationships fail, and I've lived my life. I've traveled, and I never had to deal with the paparazzi. I've never had to deal with people caring about what I'm doing and tracking my whereabouts. So I definitely think that has a lot to do with it. And I think I also wasn't the type of person to lean into that type of stuff. I think that some people want that because they know that it's like a marker for their career. For me, I didn't think that was important.
Well, that's fantastic, and that's the downer questions. Now we'll get to the fun questions. Kim Possible, take me through that series. What are your highlights? What comes to mind when you're voicing it or you're watching it after? Is there something about that show that you can look back and just smile?
Oh yeah. Anytime I think of Kim Possible, anytime I see Kim Possible, anytime I hear the ringtone, it just makes me smile because there's nothing but good memories there. I mean, the creators are so talented. I work with them on Big Hero 6 now. I'm a recurring character. And I have a lot of fun with them. And
that's my question later. We segues.
Sure, I know. I'm very good with segues, but sometimes I jump the gun. So I see them, and it's like I see Will at Comic-Cons, and we have a blast. So there's nothing but positive memories there.
Now, that's an excellent segue. My question is the Comic-Con experience. You've been doing some Comic-Cons now for a while. What's your takeaway from doing these shows? What impresses you? What amazes you? What makes you kind of stop and just kind of shake your head?
Honestly, I think it comes down to this being such a human experience. I think sometimes people think that Comic-Cons are sort of strange, but it's not. It's actually kind of fascinating to see people engage with people that mean something to them in that capacity, and then have these human emotions. I had somebody come up to me yesterday and say that he was bullied in his community, but that, because of Kim Possible, he feels like he can take on the bullies in his community, and he's saved a kid from being hit by a car. And he's handicapped, but he really really resonated with him to be brave, and that meant a lot to me. And then he gave me books for my little daughter, and I started crying. So that was a human interaction that I had with him. I think what bugs me is when you see some actors who will remain nameless. Not necessarily, I don't even know if they're here, but they're at other cons. I don't think Wizard World likes to work with people who are too much work. But there are some actors out there that are just a hot mess, and I don't like seeing that. That bugs me. But I'm lucky that everyone that I've worked with and all the people that are affiliated with me, all the Boy Meets World people, that we're all pretty chill and happy and just love our fans.
That's fantastic. So you talked about Big Hero 6, so let's jump into it. Talk to me about the new character and the new role, and working on something that comes from an Oscar-winning animated series. It's got to be pretty awesome.
I really, really love Big Hero 6, the movie, so I was super jazzed to be a part of the actual series. I couldn't believe it. And then the fact that it was Mark and Bob, I was like, this is like coming home again. This is so cool. They're so perfect to write Big Hero 6 because of Kim Possible. And they're doing a great job with it. They're not just doing their version of Kim Possible action, meets Big Hero. They're so adaptable. They're so amazing. They did Penguins of Madagascar before that, and I did an episode for them. But now they've brought me back to work with them again, and I just love it. I'm a character called Trina. I'm not allowed to exactly say what I am because I haven't been.
Break news. It's okay.
But I am Trina. Trina is affiliated with Hero, so Hero and her have sort of a type of dynamic that keeps coming back.
Fantastic. So, how do you differentiate between doing voice acting and doing live action? Because you're actually a jack of all trades. You've been on Broadway. You have you're a singer. How do you walk into each role and do it in a way that makes that role shine?
I think you have to do a little bit of work on firstly what type of character you want to be. That's really important because, as it's different. As an on-camera actor, you have to think about where your strengths lie, maybe how you want to challenge yourself. I just recently played a mom to a 16-year-old, which in and of itself, it's challenging as a woman because I'm 34, and that is kind of crazy. But if you're playing it like she's 36, 37, like she had her child young, there's thoughts that have to go into that before taking it, and then that informs everything you're doing once you get the job and how you're doing your character and all that. But if you're coming into a audition for a voiceover character, you have a take on it from the audition. And then if they think that maybe you can do something different, maybe they'll bring you in, or they'll just hire you because they like what you did. It's kind of like a crapshoot because there's so much talent out there.
Last question, what do you prefer doing out of all the jack of trades that you are known for?
To be honest, I really like directing.
See, now that's, completely left field. Love it.
So I directed my first feature that was called Christmas All Over Again. It was really cute. It's kind of like a Disney movie, but it didn't go on Disney. Lionsgate picked it up, so it's online. So Christmas All Over Again, check it out. And it was my directorial debut, and I had a blast.
It's fantastic. Well, if you're in the New York City area, please drop us a line. We'd love to have you on the show. You can come in. We'll do a great job.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
The best designs for your life start at home. I'm David Thiergartner, interior designer and host of At Home. Listen live Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as we talk to the very best professionals about interior design and the design that's all around us, right here on talkradio.nyc.
Are you a conscious co-creator? Are you on a quest to raise your vibration and your consciousness? I'm Sam Leibowitz, your conscious consultant, and on my show, The Conscious Consultant Hour Awakening Humanity, we will touch upon all these topics and more. Listen live at our new time on Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern Time. That's The Conscious Consultant Hour Awakening Humanity, Thursdays 12 noon on talkradio.nyc.
Are you feeling unhappy with your body, shape, or size? Ever feel out of control with food? I'm Elizabeth Tripp, your host of Nourish the Soul. Join me to uncover the root to these imbalances and discover a permanent solution to living a healthy life. Join us every Wednesday at my new time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on talkradio.nyc.
TalkingAlternative.com.
Maybe he believes that he's being as creative as possible, where you're kind of stuck in a bad.
It's like a loop.
Yeah, you're stuck in
Like
a
a looper?
bad situation that you didn't. No,
Ooh, did you see what I did there?
there was no need for that. This was a decent rant. Look what he did to it.
I'm going to ask a question.
I don't want to answer your question. No.
This is a question I've never asked you before.
Okay.
Do you watch South Park?
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. I want to thank our multiple guests. Christy Romano was awesome, by the way. I met her out in Chicago. She was just super, into the interview. She was super just personable, just super nice. And it was really refreshing, too, because, sometimes you meet some folks and they're not as nice as she was. So go check her out on Big Hero 6.
Which
She's
folks?
a voice
Which
actress
folks?
right now.
Dish.
I also want to thank Andrew Laveau
Aw.
for designing our logo and being awesome on our DC segment as well, too, which is our fall TV preview. And for anybody who missed it, our Captain Marvel trailer, Truth or Trash, go check us out on youtube.com/Secrets of the Sire.
Do it.
We do this every week. We go spinning the racks, bring you the most fantastical pop culture news of pop culture.
Spin the rack, spin that rack.
We got a lot of news, man. We got a lot of news. Loki, Scarlet Witch, other Marvel heroes to get their own TV series on Disney streaming.
Wow.
So they're
done with the movies. They're out. They got booted. Get out.
Well, okay, so there's a
Get
couple.
these
So this is from Variety. Disney is enlisting Earth's Mightiest Heroes as the company prepares to launch its upcoming
Earth's
streaming
deadest
service.
heroes. They're all deadest.
Well, the series will likely include shows centered on Loki and Scarlet Witch, along with other beloved superheroes. And according to their sources, Hiddleston and Elizabeth Olsen are both in. They're both in. Now, it's a limited series. They're not like extended TV series, so they're kind of like little TV movies, things like that.
It'll be like Agent Carter.
Yeah,
the thought
well,
of the original. Because
right.
originally Agent Carter was just supposed to like be
Right.
a miniseries.
Right.
And then they turned it into. They tried to turn it into a series.
Right. Loved
And
Agent Carter, by the way. I thought it
yeah,
was a
the
great
second
show.
season was so much better than the first one too, because it was like really tight.
I don't know. I thought the first one was,
well,
I thought the first one was even
nobody
better
cares
than
what
the
you
second
think, but it was really tight.
I have a whole thing on that.
I thought it was tighter. I just took it to another level. It just took it to other places, and it just died. You know, people were like, "I'm not investing in this," and then it kind of died away. So you're saying that, like, you know, it's going to be the same thing for Scarlet Witch and Loki, that they're going to be limited. But I mean, if it's successful, they'll be back. They'll be.
Well,
more.
here's the thing, though. That's a little crazy, right? So Scarlet Witch, I mean, she had her little, finger snapped and she disappeared, kind of thing. Loki kind of looked okay. All right, I guess it's Loki, and that's always the out for it. But it looked like he legitimately died.
Yeah.
In Infinity War.
Although,
so
maybe he didn't.
Very curious to know as to
it's
what
arguable
point
either
in their
way because he got choked to death and then he blew up in the ship.
Yeah.
So they blew his body up after they choked him to death.
That's right.
So I mean, if he does come back, that's some magician's trick.
I forget which movie. It's just I can't think of it, but it's just like, oh, maybe he's okay.
Exactly.
There's a
exactly.
All right, well, I mean, definitely bears watching.
Did you ever see, like just to break in because we got a little bit of time? Did you ever see Freddy versus Jason?
Yeah, actually, I saw bits and pieces of that. I saw the end of it.
There was an actress in there. I forget her name, and it's not important. But she, at one point, she fell asleep, and she's being chased by Freddy. And Jason comes across her sleeping body while she was asleep, while she was dreaming. And I remember being in the theater like, what did she do to the director? 'Cause she's not getting out of this sequence no matter what happens. I think she got killed by both of them at the same time.
Since we're diverging a little bit.
Yes.
Do you know what I saw over the weekend?
What did you see?
The Van Wilder sequel, The Rise of Taj, starring Cal Penn.
Oh.
Do you know who else is in that?
Who else?
Maggie from Walking Dead. She is his love interest.
Really?
And it takes place in Britain, so she's got her full British accent.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Imagine walking out of that.
Isn't she in a movie with Marky Mark? She's one of the Funky Bunch, right? In the Marky Mark movie.
Is she really?
Right? Yeah.
No, that's really.
It was Miles. Something Miles.
She had to be like 12 years old.
No, there's a movie that just came out with Marky Mark as some kind of special ops.
I got you, Mark.
And he's got
22 or something like that.
Yeah, and he's got the Funky Bunch behind him. Those, he's got a team of his own.
Yeah. Is she one of those? Is she one of those teams?
She's one of them.
She's
never.
She's got a pilot. She's got a pilot on ABC too.
Does she? So she's leaving Walking Dead.
We're gonna talk all Walking Dead next week.
You're gonna talk all Walking Dead.
Oh, we definitely.
Because there's no way. Because I despise that show. Despise.
Right. We diverged. This is some news. This is some news just for Hassan.
Oh, more news.
This is just
for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Supreme Leader Snoke rumored for Star Wars Episode 9 return, according to both comicbook.com and a whole bunch of other sources. Andy Serkis was slated to attend the Keystone Comic Convention this past weekend, though he ultimately was unable to appear. With Episode 9 currently filming, fans are wondering if this means his cancellation was due to his involvement in the new film. Serkis being unable to appear at the convention doesn't necessarily mean he missed the event due to filming, or even the cancellation was related to anything professional. However, this wouldn't be the first time an actor involved with an upcoming sequel canceled a September convention appearance to film scenes for a movie.
Who cares?
Wouldn't it just be the ultimate
Don't care.
Like irony of everything?
Don't
if J.J.
care.
Abrams basically is busy. J.J. Abrams is putting
Can't
together
fix it. Can't
Episode
fix it.
9. Like I put together like an issue of The Sire sometimes, where I'm like looking through old artwork that I couldn't use, and I'm like, I need to use this. And now I need to write.
Wow.
And now I need
Is
to
that
write.
how you put together a comic book, by the way?
Issue 9, yeah. There's a lot of
Oof.
artwork from... But it was such good artwork, I was like, I have to use this somewhere. And I was like, let me tweak the
I'll be
storyline
really
around
quick.
this.
Episode 9 is going to save the franchise because what's going to happen is episode 9 is going to come out.
It's going to restore to zero.
It's going to make $1 billion. It's going to go right back and make $1 billion. And people are going to stop talking about how the boycott, the Star Wars is dead or whatever. And episode 9 is going to be semi-enjoyable. You're going to be able to watch it. You're going to be like, that was okay. But it's not going to save that series. It's not going to save the sequel trilogy. The sequel trilogy is destroyed. It's dead.
Yeah.
It was killed by The Last Jedi. It was murdered in its crib by The Last Jedi. It's another baby killing reference. I don't know what's wrong with
Kimberly
me.
Russell actually chimed in on Facebook in regards to our previous story, which we did not give it enough light.
What does
she
she
actually
want?
asked for praise for origin story with Quicksilver return. This is in regards to the Marvel Loki storyline. The Scarlet Witch storyline potentially.
Quicksilver's return in the TV show?
Yeah.
Is that confirmed?
No, that's what her hopes are.
That's
for.
not
She's
going to
praying
happen.
for that.
Stop, Kimberly. No. No.
All right, I want to thank our new
it's a-
sponsor again, which is Jolly
good
Jane.
statement, but it's not going to happen.
Go to secretsofthesire.com/Jolly Jane, and it will take you to a page where you can click on the link for the Kickstarter, or just search Jolly Jane on Kickstarter. You can actually see the link on the video screen. Next week we got just a tremendous lineup of guests leading into New York Comic Con, which will be very exciting. And hopefully my wife doesn't go into labor on New York Comic Con weekend, so I can still attend.
Oh, you just said it. Definitely going to happen.
Thomas Ian Nicholas of American Pie drops in next week. He's going to give us an update on his fantasy novel that he released, which is actually in talks for a new movie project. And
he's going to bring us
be
pie.
talking 20-year reunion of American Pie. Yeah.
So he is going to bring us pie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he's not going to be here, but he'll talk about it.
Don't say that.
Maybe he'll FedEx us something. We're going to continue our fall TV preview. We're going to jump on the non-superhero related fall TV shows. We've already covered Iron Fist 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
we got all the DC shows in tonight, thanks to our guest Andrew Lavillo, and which I can't pronounce his name, but I've done
Obviously
it
not,
magically by
because
mumbling through it.
It's pretty bad.
And we're going to have Walking Dead and Riverdale next week. That's right.
All right.
See you then.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.